evening, attorneys for the Guam International Airport Authority are aggressively opposing the proposed delay of a trial that deals with the DFS and Lotte duty-free dispute over concession contract. In court today, the airport's legal counsel accused DFS of using a delay tactic to cover up DFS's own wrongdoing. PNC's Janela Carrera has more.
The long, drawn-out case is already in its fourth year, and it stems from a procurement protest filed by DFS of a concession contract at the Guam airport that went to Lotte duty-free. DFS filed suit against both Lotte and the airport authority in an attempt to reverse the decision that ultimately got them kicked out of the airport after 30 years. 4 years later, and without a resolution still, DFS has asked the court to once again delay the March 20th trial date, citing remaining disputes in discovery and their intent to take depositions as the reason. Airport Authority Legal Counsel Attorney Jay Trickett.
We have been asking DFS for 4 years now to substantiate the kind of allegations they've made against the airport in particular. Public employees who are just trying to do their job. They've been accused of some pretty awful things. And so it's important for their names to be cleared. And it's important for the people to know that the airport did its best to do what was in the best interest of the island.
The airport authority is vehemently opposing the delay, calling it a tactic in court papers in an effort to, quote, conceal its own wrongdoing while it frantically searches for some evidentiary basis to support its claims, end quote. Trickett says DFS finally produced some evidentiary documents, most of which were designated as confidential or attorney-client privileged. Because of that designation, most of the content cannot be discussed. What it does show, according to Trickett, is misconduct not by Lotte duty-free, as alleged by DFS, but DFS's own misconduct. Some, Trickett even asserts, is grounds for, quote, disqualification or debarment.
And these documents, some of which we filed with the court today, were pretty shocking to the airport and to us because, frankly, they show a pretty rampant misconduct by DFS during the course of the procurement that really makes what they even accused Lotte of pale in comparison.
What was in those documents that led you to believe that whatever is in it they don't want to be made public, so they're attempting to delay this trial?
Well, first of all, it's a number of documents that include communications with politicians, members of people in government here in Guam, and also in Washington, D.C. That are not privileged. They're not communications that have anything to do with DFS's business, but they claim that they are confidential.
For example, Trickett says in court papers, an email from a DFS consultant to a DFS employee dated September 18, 2012 that said, quote, or maybe we should have them meet and it might serve as a basis for disqualifying Lotte. One of the allegations DFS made against the airport authority back in 2012 was that airport officials were bribed by Lotte with hotel stays and gifts. Another allegation by the airport that DFS obtained confidential information about other bidders' submissions, in particular the proposed rent offered by the other contractors, a clear violation of procurement law. The airport authority also alleges that former GVB general manager Joanne Camacho helped DFS obtain information while at GVB and that she, quote, secretly acted as DFS's agent, regularly advancing DFS's interests and leaking important non-public information to DFS, including GIAA's master plan and who the members of the evaluation committee would be, end quote. Judge Arthur Barcinas is granting a delay in the trial. However, he emphasized that it has nothing to do with DFS's request, but rather a heavy court schedule that would take up the month of March. The parties are due back in court February 24 at 1 p.m., but Judge Barcinas says he will be issuing a scheduling order by February 1st. Janela Carrera, PNC News.